One of the threats to our ability to properly manage our time is the concept of rushing. A lot of times, when we're afraid of a consequence, we're afraid of not doing well, we're afraid that things aren't going to work out, we begin to rush, we begin to move really quick. And often, when we're rushing, we make a lot of simple mistakes. And sometimes those simple mistakes compound into much larger consequences that we did not foresee. And so when you rush, you don't have time to really examine what you're doing. You're not careful. You're not sensitive to the Holy Spirit because you're more focused on avoiding the consequence than doing things the right way. Sometimes we also rush because we're excited. Uh, you know, we're excited that God has given us something to do. We're excited about our new instruction. We're excited about what's going on. And so we just begin to rush out of excitement, but we never really take the time to really think and really plan and really organize ourselves in a manner that will set us up for high quality and the success that God would have us in what He's given us to do. So whether out of fear, excitement, or whatever other force, we want to make sure that we're not being led by those things, but we're being led by the Holy Spirit, and that He's governing our decisions, our actions, and our activities. Because when we rush, in the long run, we're going to end up wasting time because we're going to have to go back and correct the errors that we made in the first place. And so that course correction can, cause us to lose an infinite amount of time. And so the time where we should be focusing on progressing into the future, we have to go back into the past and undo things that we did in our errors. So we want to make sure that we're not rushing. And so one sign that you may be doing something that has you rushing is if the motive behind you doing it in the manner that you're doing it is just to get it done, just to get it complete. I've seen a lot of times where, and I've done it, where we do something just to say it's done, and then we never go through with the next steps because we were so bent on just getting this thing out the way, getting this off of our shoulders, lifting this burden, now I can check it off my box. But just because we've checked it off of our box, that doesn't mean that, we're really doing something that's impactful when doing things in a way that's going to give us the results we say that we actually want. So if we're doing things just to say that we're done, right? That's not really taking us anywhere. It's not really transforming lives. It's not really doing much for us. So we end up spending a whole lot of time working on a project, working on an idea, rushing just to say it's done, and then we never see the fruit from it because we were led by our lust for completion and not by God's Spirit. So we definitely don't want to rush. Although we don't want to procrastinate, we don't want to replace procrastination with rushing. So we want to move when God speaks. We want to obey on contact, but we want to do it in such a way where we're not moving faster than Him and moving in our own understanding and our own insight. So we have to master our minutes so that we can manage our destiny and go into the future with God's fire, God's light, and God's focus.